Hi, I'm Gijsbers, and I was asked by Sage to review the Sage Oracle Touch espresso machine. Now, as a professional barista, I'm always interested in discovering the newest espresso machine innovations. And over the past 2 weeks, I've been playing with this machine, and I must admit that things became a little bit steamy. Now let's dive into the specifications of this machine. It's got a dual boiler system, a removable 2.5 litre water tank. It's got an integrated conical grind system with a removable bean hopper that fits approximately 325 grams of coffee beans. The machine has a cup warmer, an interactive touch display. It's got a 58mm stainless steel portafilter and a very impressive cool touch auto steam. Now the water tank is accessed via the back. And while the machine is quite heavy, it can easily be moved around your countertop by using the convenient swivel wheel. Now, as convenient as that is, you don't want to move that machine every time that you need to refill the water. So Sage came up with something really smart. An access point to the water tank from the front of the machine. Now, after all this hard work, I think I deserved some coffee. So the bean hopper comes off very easily. So you just twist the knob in there and then you can take your bean hopper off. So that's easy for cleaning or switching the beans that you're using. I must say that this machine works better with a slightly more developed coffee bean. So you might find that if you use a light roasted coffee, that you don't get those flavors in your cup that you're looking for. Now setting the machine up was very easy. The device literally tells you what to do, and you even get a short coffee brewing tutorial. Now with the touch interface, it's very easy to pick the drink that you like. So it goes all the way from espresso to flat white cappuccino or just a pitcher of hot milk if you like. And you can even add a new drink yourself, and you can pick these funny little icons. And then it brews the coffee just up to that recipe that you prefer. Now let's start by brewing just a regular double espresso. So we pick the espresso. The grind setting you control by the knob just over here on the left of the machine. So that's already set. So what the machine does is always give the same amount of ground coffee. So that's a fixed amount that you can't change. In the manual it says that it's between 20 and 22 grams. In my experience, and I don't know if that's just this machine or it has to do with the kind of coffee that I'm using, but in this case it gives between 22 and 24 grams of coffee. So to start grinding, you take your portafilter and insert it in the grind outlet. And then to start grinding, twist it to the right. Now, as you can hear, it makes quite a lot of noise. However, I haven't seen a machine for home use that makes less noise. So it grinds and tamps the puck automatically. Our next step is inserting it into the machine. Now before that, I'm going to show you in the display what options that you have. Now you've got different options in picking the amount of water that you like to run through the coffee. And all those settings you can pick by yourself. Now, what made it a bit difficult for me in the beginning is that you can change your grind setting and you can change your extraction time, but you can't change the amount of water. So that is just based on the grind setting and the extraction time that you program into the machine. So right now we've set it at a single shot. You can also go for a double shot. And then there's the customized brew, where you can actually pick the extraction time yourself. So we can go up or down by just pressing on a display. And then the third one is press and hold. And what you do is you manually overrule the program settings. So if I press it now, it will keep brewing until I press the button again. So that's very easy if you want to use a shot glass or a weighing scale to decide with how much water you're going to end up. Now the machine grinds and automatically tamps it, and as you can see, it's a nice flat and even tamp. After that, we're going to insert it into the brew head and start brewing. The machine has a preset pre-infusion of 8 seconds, and you can't change that. The only way to overrule it is by using the manual brew function. After having brew, you have to dispose the used coffee grounds. So that works as with a traditional semi-automatic machine by knocking it into the provided knockbox. Although you could start brewing again straight away, I do recommend to purge the group head just before your next brew. So if you're a fan of a long black or an Americano, you can actually program the amount of water that comes out of the machine. So there is a separate water spout just behind the group head. So if we select our long black, the machine will first brew your espresso and then add the amount of water needed. And now it's cappuccino time. Now obviously, being an expert on this topic, I was very keen to find out how the machine performs with alternatives to milk. So you select the cappuccino and then you can see the different phases that you have to run through. So again, we'll start by grinding the coffee. And the cool thing about this machine is that it's a dual boiler. So we can brew the espressos and at the same time froth our milk. Now, I'm not going to do that now because I want to walk you through the menu. So first of all, we're going to pull our espresso shots. And we're going to choose for 2 single shot cappuccinos. So I can brew 2 shots at a time. Now the milk frothing capacities of this machine really impress me. So the machine does come with a very nice pitcher that's of a fine quality. It might not be your favorite competition pitcher, but it does the trick. You don't have to use this one, you can use a smaller one or a bigger one, and that has to do with the temperature sensor inside the steam wand. Now for the milk frothing part, it gets interesting, because we can very precisely decide the temperature and the amount of foam that we want to create. So the temperature we can easily set, and the amount of foam is set by the numbers 1 to 9, 1 being the least amount of foam and 9 being a very frothy foam. You can preset these for all of your beverages. So to start frothing, you just insert the steam wand into your pitcher and press the button. So the machine wants you to clean the steam wand immediately after use. So you wipe it with a cloth and then it purges automatically. Now I was generally impressed by the texture of this milk and the quality of the microfoam. So even with plant-based drinks like soy, you can still create a very nice texture. Now who's this machine for? Would I buy this machine? Maybe not. Because I like to play around with grind settings, coffee dosages, and I like to try different coffees every day. But this machine seems to fill up the gap between fully automatic machines and semi-automatic machines for people that like coffee as a profession or a hobby. What I really like about this machine is the integrated manual, the easy setup and installation of machine, and the intuitive use. Now I didn't do an unboxing video, which I regretted the moment I started walking through the installation menu, because the machine literally tells you what to do and setup is very easy. So I've tested this machine for about 2 weeks in my home, and my partner, who never prepares coffee himself unless it's a pour over coffee, started to drink cappuccinos in the morning. So I think that tells you how easy it is to use the machine, not just for someone that doesn't know a lot about coffee, but also for someone that isn't looking for changing the grind setting every day, starting to create a mess around the coffee machine. So it's very nice for people who want to have a better coffee than the regular fully automatic coffee machine, but doesn't want to become as geeky as we coffee lovers do. So Sage thought of some little things to make life easier, and it's in these little things like the swivel wheel, the integrated cable compartment, the tool storage, and the auto steam with auto purge that makes the use of this machine so easy. Things that I personally like less about this machine is the fact that you can't change the dose setting, so I would like to see that you could use a little less or more coffee depending on the beans that you're using. And also I found that you have to keep the bean hopper completely filled up to the rim, because otherwise your extraction will change, like with every separate grinder that you would buy. And lastly, you can use a steam wand as a manual steam wand, however that doesn't perform as it should. Overall, not a bad machine at all, and I think there's definitely a need in the market for these types of machines. The machine comes in different colors, so we've been using the silver one today, but you can also get it in a very nice black color. Thank you for watching, and if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below.